And we are starting. Excuse me. Mm, First talking of the day. Anyway, good to see everybody here. I've got a really exciting episode today. I'm going to be sculpting something. It's going to be another contest. It's a secret. I'm going to start sculpting. The first person to guess what it is that I'm sculpting wins a prize. And that prize is a free copy of my plugin, Ryan's Tools. That is a $20 value. You get the pro version with the extras. So we're just gonna just start in on this today, and we're gonna chat. We're gonna have fun. Feel free to ask questions, and I'm just gonna get down to it. I've got my tea here, and got my Wacom tablet, and we've already got people popping into the chat. It's Sig 101. Welcome. Good to see you here. Where are you from, Sig 101? All right, so this is an interesting character I'm doing. It's a little bit of a slight change of pace from what I've done in the past. It is not a helmet, unfortunately. It is, I will give you a hint, as a character in popular media. So that could be anything from movies, TV shows, books, video games, comic books. Uh, yeah, yeah, popular narrative media. It is a character, and I will give you a hint. Another hint: it is not a realistic person, right? It's not a photoreal human. It is stylized in some way or another. Welcome, Guyver69. All right, so we're just gonna get started on this. First person to guess wins. All right, so yeah, I just got my reference images scattered around my desktop across my 4 monitors, but you're only seeing one of my monitors, so sound is a bit echoing. Hmm, my voice is troubled for some reason. That is odd. I don't know why that would be. Let me try changing something here. Is it like a big, big problem, or is it just slightly annoying? Maybe I'll try turning down the gain on my mic. Does that sound any better, guys? I might try adding a different microphone here. Let me try something. Oh, I just turned off this other thing. Is this sounding any better? Just type in the chat, is it the same or is it better? Hi, Luna HD. Is my audio sounding any better or is it still echoing? Still same. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Okay, testing now. How does that sound? Testing, testing. Does anybody still hear the echo or does it sound better? I'm using the microphone built into my laptop now instead of my Yeti. Okay, well, it's still the same? Oh my goodness. Hmm. Unfortunately, I think you guys might just have to suffer through it. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to fix it. So Yeah, we're just gonna have to suffer through it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start sculpting then. Surprise, I'm actually finished. The sculpt was a sphere. Yeah, I've been looking into my input devices. Um, I tried changing microphones. It didn't change anything. Uh, so I'm just gonna have to go ahead. I don't really know what I could do. I don't have time to troubleshoot because I'm live right now. So, all right, I'm just gonna start sculpting then. All right. So one of my favorite things in Ryan's tools, my plugin for ZBrush, is I added this really nifty way to add primitives based on where the gizmo is. And it usually works too. So your professor said ZBrush was created by two French guys and the devil. That's hilarious. All right, for anybody who showed up late, the character is a cartoony character from popular media. Could be a movie, video game, book, TV show, etc., etc. I think it was actually Mudbox that was created for Weta in the making of Lord of the Rings. And then Autodesk bought it. But best software ever? Maybe for sculpting, yeah. It is not the mayor from the regular show. And this sculpt, unfortunately, I'm starting off a little clunky. It's just, been a long weekend and just a little groggy getting back into the swing of things. Dr. Ivo Eggman. No, it is not. Thanks, Pedrovisk. I made that custom gizmo myself. It's part of Ryan's tools if you buy the Pro version. I'll put a link here in the chat to it. And the prize, if you guess correctly, is a copy of Ryan's tools. $20 value. Yes, I do have a recommendation on a course. Actually, I highly recommend the ZBrush Essential Training course on LinkedIn Learning. The reason why I highly recommend that one is because I made it. It's a really great course. A lot of people love it. And I'm not just saying that because I made it. Apparently, people really like it. Sounds like Dr. Samuels Hayden from Doom. Unfortunately, I don't know who Samuel Hayden from Doom is, but I'll take your word for it. So I'm sculpting this character into a specific pose, and in this pose, he's making a particular facial expression. So I'm not going to sculpt into a neutral mouth and then try to pose it. I'm just going to pose right into, or sculpt right into pose. So this might be a little hint, or even maybe a diversion, a distraction. It's so curious. I can't wait to watch the replay of this video to see what you guys are talking about with this, the way my mic sounds. Yeah, I never played Sonic the Hedgehog or watched the movie, so uh, still not getting the reference, but that's cool. So the question is, how familiar am I with ZModeler and how often do I use it? I'm very familiar with it and I use it all the time. So hopefully that answers your question. Um, I got my start in 3D doing more traditional polygon modeling. That's funny to say, use the word traditional, I guess. And now sculpting is considered traditional when you could use AI or something, but the word traditional keeps changing what that means. But anyway, yeah, I got my start doing traditional old school polygon modeling and stuff like 3D Studio Max and Maya. And so ZModeler is kind of like trying to be something kind of like that, which is cool. Um, just the way ZBrush is made, it's not made for true polygon modeling, but they kind of found a way to kind of sort of do it, which kind of sort of works most of the time. I didn't totally like how those eyelids came out. Try a different approach. Yeah, that's better. I've been watching this show called For All Mankind on HBO. Anybody else watching that? Sorry, I just have to send a text really quick. All right. Getting back to it. Let's see here. So this is a character who's got full clothing and everything, and there's a whole scene. So I'm just trying to think of if I should keep going with the face or should I go work on the rest of it. I think I'll start building on the rest of it. I might give you guys some clues as to the character. So for All Mankind, it's on HBO. No, it's not. It's on Apple TV, and it's an alternate timeline of the space race. So the Soviets reached the moon first, and then that changes the whole trajectory of the space race. So then there's like bases on the moon, and it just goes forward in history from 1969 to I think the present and then beyond. I'm only in season one right now, but eventually it's going to go into like the present and the future, but with a total alternate timeline. So that should be pretty exciting. This is another cool thing I like in Ryan's tools is you draw out a transpose line and then you pick a primitive and it like extrudes that primitive along that transpose line. A harsh, interesting question about how to sculpt wrinkles on a paper bag when it looks crumpled. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. It depends on the look you want. Do you want a realistic look? Do you want it to look kind of cartoony or stylized? If you want it to be realistic, I would recommend finding um, a crumpled paper displacement map. So I think you can just search for that, and I think there's ones out there. I've found them myself. And then you take that displacement map and then you create a brush with it, or you could project a mask with it. There's a lot of different things you could do with it, but basically you can use that map to um, push and pull on the paper bag to pull out those wrinkles and crumpled areas. Or you could just jump in and try to sculpt it manually, but that can be tricky unless you really kind of know what you're doing as a sculptor. Um, So yeah, I would recommend finding an alpha, or sorry, not an alpha, but a displacement map that's already like somebody that created it from a paper bag, like or a scan of a paper bag, or a scan of crumpled paper. I'm a big fan of reusing pieces of geometry if they're kind of similar to something else I need to create. I'll just grab it and steal it, and then start tweaking it. Reminds me, I should create a way in Ryan's tools to make um, cylinders of arbitrary sides. That's just a note to myself. I've been paying attention lately to all the advances with AI video, like Google's Veo 3. You guys played with that at all? So there's a glitch every once in a while in ZModeler where it won't let you select certain edges, and I need to select exactly the edges that are uh, that it won't let me select. So I guess I'm just gonna have to find a different way to do this. So I guess that's another clue, you guys. This is a king. This is doing something weird it's never done before. Ah, I accidentally had mirror on. That fixed it. Alright, now it's time to take this entire crown assembly and put it in a group, which you can't really see because my interface is on a different monitor. Oh yeah, if I try to move this, I used an array for some of this, and if I try to rotate it, it's just gonna make the whole array go weird, so I gotta lock in the array. Alright, now that works. I think if I do the hands, it might really give this away. So I'm gonna do the hands then, and we'll see if anybody can guess it based on the style of the hands alone. Should I start from existing hand or should I make it from scratch? I think I'll make it from scratch. So this gizmo is my custom gizmo, and it's one of the extras if people buy the pro version of my plugin, Ryan's Tools. And so it's just, I spent actually a good amount of time really refining everything about it so that it's the most optimal gizmo that money can buy. I feel like with that one change, people might be able to guess at least who the artist is of the original design. Yeah, I feel like an astute observer could guess based on just this hand alone who the design is by. I really like this approach to modeling where you fuse together different primitives and then you Z-remesh them together, dynamesh them together, and so the different primitives retain their polygroups. And so then when you Z-remesh by polygroups, it's really convenient. Whoa, that didn't look good. Not super crazy about how some of this turned out, but I think I can live with it. So that topology's kind of really messed up right there. I'm gonna actually try to fix that with ZModeler, but I'm out of time for today. Normally I would do 2 hours, but there's a lecture on AI that I want to go to at Portland State University. So I'm gonna bail early. It was great hanging with everybody, and I'm gonna continue this next week. So Monday next week, same time, and yeah, gonna continue the contest. Whoever can guess first what the character is um, wins the prize. So excited to see you all in a week from now. Have a great one. See you later.